A construction company will pay a $900,000 fine over a scaffolding collapse which killed a young Sydney tradie. Christopher Cassaniti had just celebrated his 18th birthday when he was killed by the falling structure.
Think about me one more time before you go. Someday you'll know.
For me, going out there and talking about Christopher is what I heal with. It's part of my healing.
I've been feeling this way for far too long.
Pull your head in. You gotta keep going on that track and someone's gonna die. Not someone, multiple people will die. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
It was like walking into a disaster zone. You had grown men crying in the street. I remember going in there to where it had happened. It hadn't long happened, and it was a disaster. As I said, I could, being the scaffold background, I could tell what had happened as soon as I walked in there.
I want my brother back. That's all I want right now. I want my brother back. There was a million different things going on in my head. Just thinking, why?
My name's Matthew. I'm cousin of Christopher Cassaniti. Grew up together. Nice little tucked away suburb. It's hard talking about what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to bring up a lot of memories, which is it's good to go over. So, going from 3 brothers in my family to going to 6 brothers when it included our cousins, when we went with Christopher and the family, it was a time we didn't want it to end. It was that time where we could spend unlimited time, stay up all night, and just be together.
Growing up with Christopher, going to school, playing soccer in the same team, I mean, one day he could be shy, timid, especially around a new group, but once he knows you, he just has this energy that radiates onto everyone.
Well, I was actually going to say he's unique. You know, he didn't have a bad bone in his body. In the group chats, he was known for his memes. But whenever he'd send a meme, you know Christopher he had them stacked, all in his gallery. They were just full of memes.
Me and my cousin were always very close, always close. But he always had pure intentions, which everyone sort of felt, and he didn't need to overcompensate for anything. So I think that's why people were drawn to him.
A bright charisma. He was always funny, always wanted to get a laugh out of people, and it worked all the time. You know, he'd crack a small joke here, a small joke there, but it paid off. He got laughs, and you know what? He was too good for this place. It was amazing.
I was in a lab. I was actually doing an assessment during the time, and we were on a break. Finished the break, and one of my friends turns to me and says, "Hey, was your cousin in the building accident?" And I'm like, "No, not that I know of." And she pulls up a photo of a site saying, "Oh yeah, accident involving 18-year-old kid." And I was just numb. I felt like a shell. I felt like I was walking, just walking through nothing.
And I was just on the phone frantically asking, "Is it true? Is it true?" And the only thing he could do was he was sobbing on the phone, really. It was hysterics. At that moment, I lost it. I lost control.
She said, "Oh, Christopher's been in an accident." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "There's been a scaffold collapse." And it was all over the news. And it was just chaotic.
I felt like I knew before I even knew. Like, I just had this feeling, and I was messaging him like, "Answer your phone, like, what's happening?" I found out on Facebook. before the news, before anyone told me, because I messaged somebody from the work site and I said, I need to know, like, is it Christopher Cassaniti? Like, I need to know. And he said, yes, I'm sorry for your loss. And nobody knew, so I went home and I went to my mum and I was done. I was really bad.
He was the last person that this should have happened to. The last. I know you always say, look, it always happens to the best of us, but he was the best of us. He was the best of us, and there's no doubt about that.
It taught us, well, when time went by, when we had a lot of people approach us and tell us how influential his passing was, it gave us strength. It gave us a way to see how can we help.
What sort of struck me the most is how such a young person can have such a great impact on, you know, an industry, not just his own family, but you know, the whole building and development industry.
Thank you everyone for coming. And thank you for all the gifts. It's been a good 18 years. And speech. Hey! Thank Mum and Dad. It's been a good 18 years. Is it? Really? Now you're gonna struggle.